robot when I try to record or stream through OBS.
Oh.
Turns out that like the virtual compressor I use, like I just didn't, it wasn't allocated enough buffer. Like there wasn't enough memory for it, so it was overwriting itself. Looks like our other players just turned up.
Ooh, good.
I think so. Neo, that's your opponent, right? All right, we got a lobby. All right, seems like as good a time as any to open up the stream. Welcome to the AlphaX NA Amateur League. Today we're going to have AlphaX Ris3n versus Ris3n Competitive. Looks like our first match is going to be on Eternal Empire, first map. And we got New Breed versus F equals MA. Some physics equations for all you out there, any of you physics fans. Mass times acceleration, you know, that's how you get your force. You know, we stay educated out here. Oh, not great, not quite. Looks like we're swapping in Neo. Neo's actually going to be playing. Had the lobby wrong. Nope, we're gonna skip this one. Thank you, Spotify Autoplay. Appreciate you, but that's not the right vibe. I wanted Frank Klepacki vibes. Although I was digging that Chris to-do loop. Maybe we'll do some more of that. You want to take it down a notch because it looks like we're ready checking, but getting ready to get into the first game of the night. All right, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner on Eternal Empire is going to be our blue Protoss, playing for AlphaX and Ris3n. It's going to be Neo. And in the top right-hand corner, playing for the Ris3n community, in the yellow, playing Zerg, it's going to be New Breed. Right away putting the first pilot on the bottom, so that's nice to see. Nothing too spicy right at the gate. Eternal Empire is a map that does allow for some of that. You know, you got this nice kind of gap up here where you can play around with some pylons and stuff like that, but it's going to be a hatch first from New Breed as well, so pretty standard at the gate from both players. Just a standard gateway extent band. And we do have a third coming down for New Breed as well. He seems to be sniffing out that this is looking a little bit standard, and he feels confident and ready to transition towards the mid game as fast as possible. Get that nice Zerg economic advantage. Always a good goal to have. Probe's gonna come in for one more check before the queens are done. Make sure there's no early roach warren or something like that. He is gonna spot the third. Some nice little dangles with the Overlord, keeping it away from that stalker. Meanwhile, he's just kind of droning away at home. Looks like we're going to see a Stargate opener. But did Neo see it? Or did New Breed see it? No, he did not. At least not yet. Now he is going to check in, come in and check it. Yep, there it is. So he's going to be aware. He's going to put down some spores and go ahead and be ready for that Oracle to come in. Shouldn't get much done. Into a robo. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, I mean, it's just drone city. Just keep them coming. Keep pumping out those drones. Who needs units when you can have drones? You know, all that's coming across the map is an Oracle, and you got spores. Meanwhile, might as well get a couple of your ownlings across the map. See if you can't do something with those. The adepts coming into the natural. Target firing down the drones. That's 2 drones down. But he is going to lose one of the adepts and maybe the other. Probably not, though. Nope, it's out. So 2 drones for an adept. Oh, or 2 adepts. Not a super favorable trade. Didn't really get a lot of information, nor a lot of damage. The Oracle, however, is going to get lots of scouting done. Thank you, Revelation. He is going to see the Roach Warren down. He's going to see the Evo Chamber and the lair finished. So his response is just going to be to boost up his production, ramp it up a little bit so he can be ready for any kind of one attack timing or anything like that. Because he knows with roaches, push has got to be happening soon. They've got a bit of an expiry date. A few more oracles coming across the map. Cheeky little stasis mine. Knock down a little bit of that. Knock down a little bit of that mining for a bit. His own third is about to finish pretty soon as well. So here come the roaches across the map. He's got a pretty sizable ball with speed and about to have one attack. Unfortunately, there's 2 immortals already out and there's a fair few sentries, so it's kind of a tough engagement to take. But he does have a pretty sizable unit count. He's got almost double the army supply of our Protoss. But yeah, just like that, those shield batteries can... With shield batteries and immortals and sentries, it's real hard to break that. And if he can't break it, then Neo's in a pretty good position. He's kept up on the macro. He's actually ahead on workers. In come the Lings doing considerable damage. A second split coming down from the north, splitting the army a little bit, taking those immortals away from the main roach ball. But it still is just too much. Oh, one immortal down though. A disruptor is coming in. That has the potential to do a lot, but with these kind of trickly balls of roaches, I don't know that it's even necessary. Oh, the game is frozen. Who's in the lobby? Who is it? Force may equals mass times acceleration, but it does not equal high internet speed, apparently. Very unfortunate. But that's okay, it's how it goes sometimes. We'll wait it out and either he'll drop or he'll come back. In the meantime, let's consider this position. So, Neo is looking really, really solid right now. He took almost no damage for that. You know, close to nothing. But, thank you very much, Alex. He took close to no damage for that from that roach push. And at this point, his immortal count and his disruptor count is starting to stack up to the point where it's difficult for these roaches to get much done, and they're going to start to expire pretty soon. I like the idea of including some Ravagers, but he needs to be able to mass something up and go hit again and hit pretty hard. Otherwise, this Protoss ball is kind of going to just snowball a little bit at a hand. He's got the worker advantage. He's on a stable 3 mining bases. And he's, with all those sentries and 2 disruptors, he's got really solid defense from this roach ball. It's just a question of if he can keep it up against the onslaught. Couple of dropper lords being morphed in. Love to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing some banelings mixed in there as well. Pretty high stalker count. He does also still have the upgrade advantage, but not for long. Neo's about to finish his one attack, and at that point, At that point, these roaches are not going to be able to do much. It's going to be difficult. Short of some really fancy bios, he needs to go right now and then leave, or he's in a bit of trouble. He has managed to restabilize his worker count and catch up. His fourth base is getting close to saturated, and that's really, really good. He's also teching up towards Greater Spire. Oh, but a dirty, dirty shot from the Disruptor. And that was cleaned up with ease. At this point, Neo should just be able to walk across the map. New Breed's invested a lot into tech and not a lot into reinforcing, and he doesn't really have the larva count to be able to remax this army in time. He's got the income, but oh, he manages to drop and pull the whole army back though. This is perfect. That was so well timed. That was so well placed. That may have bought him enough time to remax enough army to hold for the Greater Spire. Neo decides to back up and clean up, but at this point, he's ready to walk across the map, and that's a really, really scary Protoss death ball. Adrenal Glands is about to finish. That's going to help. I like that the Bane speed is on the way. I would like to see some actual Banelings mixed in with the unit count, though. I think that they could be pretty valuable here. That is not where you want to be caught out. Stuck on a ramp with a bunch of Ravagers, not the place you want to be. And he's going to lose all these Ravagers for this. He's continuing to drop to try to distract, but I don't think Neo's going to take the bait another time. I think at this point he's just going to go for the throat. And I don't know that New Breed has many options to stop him. Down goes the third. In comes another Ling Realm by to the south, but I think that's an act of desperation. And not much more. There's no way you can stop this army from just walking in and burning your stuff. Into the main it goes. Targeting down the Greater Spire. Certainly not a bad move. He does have a couple of Brood Lords finished, but is it enough? Unlikely. Yep, now the Stalkers go right underneath the Brood Lords, and I think with that, the dream dies. Down goes the Hive. And the macro hatch. Hallucination's gonna come over here and spot up all these bases to the north. $133 army supply to 12. A sad story told in numbers. And there's the GG. All right, and moving on into game number 2, spawning in the top right-hand corner of World of Sleepers LE. Playing Protoss in the blue is going to be AlphaX Reality. And in the bottom left-hand corner, playing for Ris3n, is going to be Opaya, our Zerg in yellow. Oh, do we got a remake? We're remaking. Somebody's UI is bugged. Blizzard, please fix. Whoa. Hold on. I am going to go ahead and slap this over to the gameplay screen. Take a look at this. 2 billion. All right, take 2. Let's see if we can get a not broken lobby. Friendly reminder: if you're enjoying the stream, feel free to throw me a follow. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it's appreciated. Lots of content just like this, pretty much all the time. Whoa, why is this in the queue? I did not know that was on that album. Okay, take 2 of World of Sleepers LE. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner on World of Sleepers LE in the black and yellow. Playing Zerg is going to be Ris3n Opaya. And in the top right-hand corner, in the black and blue, playing Protoss, is going to be AlphaX Reality. Yet another ZVP. This is a little bit more of a standard map. Currently it's 1-0 for AlphaX. Sorry, I can't seem to get the score to show up on the Game Heart UI. Pool first. I love it. And we got a couple of lings too. Excellent, excellent stuff. Can't keep giving them these hatch first. Want to see hatch first? That's not, this is not the place for it. Very nice. One Zergling just to go check for cannons, pylons, anything like that. Oh, but we do have a very interestingly positioned pylon probe right up here. Look at that timing. Oh, what are you doing, Mr. Pylon? Mr. Probe. What are you doing there? I think now that he sees these lings and that there's no hatch, probably not too much. Double gas too. Into hatchery. Into lair. This is about to be a very spicy cheese. I'm not even exactly sure what kind of cheese, but I know it's going to be spicy. Oh, very nice block on the hatch. He does see the... He sees the Nidus, does he? Wait. Yes, he does. The question is, did he click on it? If he clicked on that, that could be a potentially devastating scout. Yeah, look at that stalker positioning. Appears he may be ready for it. It is going to finish though. Not too much is going to get out before it finishes. That was very well defended. Yeah, second one coming up now, but I don't think any of these are really going to get anything accomplished. And now he's stuck without a queen at home. He's got to get something very special done here, otherwise he's pretty much game over himself. He's gonna just try to come in with these lings and pressure the front wall. But reality's not gonna take the bait. He's not gonna pull his army down to stop that. Harass, he is. And there's the GG. You hate to see it. Sometimes the cheese just doesn't work out. That's the nature of the game. Really, really clean scouting from reality. Came in at just the right time to see that Nidus worm finishing up. And at the time that that's scouted, it's tough. Score is now 2-0 for AlphaX and Ris3n. In this best of 5 team league. Currently, the score is 2-0 for AlphaX and Ris3n. Looks like everyone's together, just picking servers, and then we're going to be ready to get into game number 3. The question is, will AlphaX continue to sweep the table, or will the Ris3n squad be able to come through and turn it around? All right, in game number 3 on Simulacrum LE, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, playing for AlphaX Ris3n is going to be Dust in the green. And in the top left-hand corner, playing for Ris3n, playing Protoss in the red, is going to be Rails. Pylon in the low ground. Shows intent to expand. Probe is not going to be allowed to poke off that SCV. Although he is certainly going to try. Nice little swap just to make sure it's safe. Can't be having that barracks delayed. A little bit of fancy back and forth micro on the workers there. Little roundabout route from this Zealot, trying to dodge the Reaper. Very nice little play. In comes the Reaper. That's a very nice little delay on the command center. 3 workers dead. Oh, he could have got the 4th one. But he chooses to go back and continue to deny the expand. This has so far been an absolute hero Zealot. Thank you, Zealot. And finally, the CC is going to finish. And the Zealot is going to go down. But not before nearly taking down that Hellion. Putting it down low enough for this Stalker to just one tap. Perfectly timed reinforce from these Stalkers. And he is going to go ahead and get right into the main. These could do a shocking amount of damage. The amount of damage that Rails has been able to do with just these few units has been fairly astounding. Particularly considering he hasn't really delayed his macro at all for it. He's just going to sit it back and go ahead and poke away at the expansion. But now with the Widow Mine in place and a few Marines out, these Stalkers are going to lose their efficacy. Oh, he's not looking. And there goes the Stalker. The other is going to be forced to retreat. But behind this, he's really set himself up quite nicely. He's got a Warp Prism on its way out. Sorry, a Warp Prism. He's got a Disruptor on the way out. Likely to be followed by a Warp Prism, especially considering he's got the Prism speed on the way. And I think we're going to see a couple of really nice follow-up Disruptor drops. Rails has been known to be a big fan of the Disruptor drops, and for good reason. They got the potential to do a tremendous amount of damage with fairly low risk. Yeah, and there it is. He's boosting out that Warp Prism. There is a Cyclone out, though, and the Cyclone is going to make it fairly difficult for that Warp Prism to be able to get in. But once he finds an angle and can get around that Cyclone, you know, he's still got some potential to do some work. And if not, he's still ahead on workers anyways, pretty significantly. He's got a fairly strong advantage economically in this game. So if you can just kind of keep him busy with this disruptor, that'll be enough in itself. Here it comes. Those are some very, very well placed supply depots. That was exceptional. Oh, and he loses the observer as well. That was a brilliant hold from Dust. The positioning of these buildings just completely prevents Rails from being able to drop his disruptors on that side. Bye-bye. 3 more SCVs down. Even if he's not doing a ton of damage with this disruptor, it's kind of okay because he's just keeping him busy. He's keeping him on his toes on the other side of the map, and that's kind of giving Rails time to just widen his gap and keep making workers. Down goes a mule. No small accomplishment knocking a mule down. Oh, that was very, very close. Really, really nice reaction time from Dust. He does spot the drop on its way across the map. So he should warp in some stuff over here to just kind of prevent it from getting in. Nope, you can't go in there. That's a closed door. You see a 4th base coming up from Rails. Very nice timing. The worker gap has shrunk a little bit, but this is looking to be a pretty scary Protoss ball. Starting to ball up a little bit. Ooh, look at that Widow Mine. That's... really nice. So Zealots go into the main, and the main army goes into the third, where there's 23 SCVs. Oh, it's mad oversaturated. 22 dead SCVs, 23 dead SCVs. Down go the tanks. feedback on the Raven, storms on the Marines. Oh, just beautiful engage. The Zealots are still in the main being warped in, just mowing down these SCVs. 38 SCVs killed, 39. The army is mostly still alive, but there's nothing really to back it up. He's going to be able to hold this, but then what? I may have spoken too soon even. Is he going to be able to hold this? Yeah, he is. He is certainly going to be able to hold that. But he's down to 30 workers. 30 workers to 74. He may have mules, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. He's pretty much going to have to go across the map, and he is pulling the boys. Yeah, he's all in now. It was a really good hold, but is he going to have enough to go push back? I don't know that he is. Oh. Just a feeding frenzy for the Colossus. Here, have my SCVs. Uber SCVs. And the storms. 3 forms of splash damage, guys. 14 to 72 workers. But this army is still pretty much standing. Has the potential to do some damage here. I think really all he's going to be able to do is delay the inevitable, though. And down goes the tank, down go all the Marauders. Vikings are dropping. And I think that is likely going to be GG. Only has the energy for 3 mules. And we now see the army supply start to re-eclipse dust. Another attempt at a drop coming in. Looking to deny the 5th. But even if you deny the 5th, you still got 4 more bases, man. I don't know. It is going to go down. And he is going to manage to pick up with everything and get out. No losses. Very well played. Now he's looking to buy himself some time so he can start to catch up a little bit, build up a force again, and just sort of whittle away at rails before he can get to be unstoppable. And we do see 2 carriers done and 3 more in production. I think that window is passing very quickly. Working his way, Dust is working his way back up on the workers. He's up to 36 now from 14. He's more than doubled his worker count. Looks like some drops trying to come in on both sides of the map right now. And Rail's main army coming in from the north at the same time. Dust is going to try to find some worker kills here, but I don't know that it's going to matter too much in the grand scheme of things. And there's the GG. Taking us to 2-1. This is turning into a series. I'm gonna step away and grab some water really quick. Hey, shout out to Dakota. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Looks like we are finally getting into game number 4. This one's going to be a PvP on Ephemeron LE. Alright, starting up with game number 4 and spawning in the top left-hand corner, playing Protoss, and the pink is going to be Ris3n unidentified. Oh, that's the opposite of his name. Whoops. And in the bottom right-hand corner, our physics equation friend playing the Protoss in green is going to be AlphaX, F equals MA. We see his gateway going down on the low ground. Perhaps faking some kind of proxy. A little bit of a mind game going on here. Ooh, and he is going to get a nice angle on that probe. Not quite enough, though. Still hasn't seen it, but he has seen his pylons. Really annoying little cannon placement, but also that was pretty expensive. The first cannon is going to finish. It looks like the second is probably going to finish too. This could be pretty deadly. We do see a couple potential pylons over here. If warp gate finishes, he could start warping in stalkers on the opposite side of the map, but he's going to place a photon cannon down to prevent that. That's 5, 7, 8. Oh, devastating. It was absolutely devastating. And he's cleaning up the pylons at home in the meantime. Just directly focusing the natural. Or the main, rather. And I don't He's putting a new... He puts down a new Nexus in the third. But he's stuck on 12 workers. Like... And he's gonna lose his main. Is there any coming back from this? I don't know that there is. That was a tremendously effective cannon rush. 14 workers and a Nexus. And that's certainly more than you would expect to get out of a typical cannon rush. But he's going to stick it out. He's going to try to come back. Unidentified is just hoping and praying that F equals is totally all in. Which, I mean, he kind of is, but he's still got double your worker count, man. And now he's got a robo in your main. A pretty nice surround with the probes, but all the micro is in the world is not going to help you when you have 0 units. This is some really great micro from both players, just getting out with 0 shields. And there's the GG. That's going to bring it to 3-1. Which I believe marks the end of this series. I'm gonna wait for confirmation, but yeah, it looks like it. So it looks like the series is gonna go to AlphaX and Ris3n. Congratulations, guys. It was a solid series. Ris3n put up their best. Hopefully can even put up better next time. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to cut the stream here. Cheers, everyone.